What's up, guys? So I've been wanting to do like a really quick book or sketch or collage. What is the word? Wanted to share with you guys the different collages that I have been working on. As you guys know, I've been doing collaging for probably about 2 to 3 weeks now. Just something that I really became interested in. I don't know how it came across as something that I would be interested in, but you guys know I love to do art. I'm usually painting or drawing or doing digital art. So collaging is something that's relatively new for me. And every time I think about collaging, all I can think about is like on Boomerang, where they were talking about, was it Romare Bearden? Is that his name? And he's like, yeah, we can make our own collages or whatever. So that's all I can think about when I think about collaging. But I have gotten bitten by the bug, and so I have been collaging like crazy for the past 3 weeks. You guys may have seen my posts. I'm like soliciting for magazines and all that wonderful stuff. And I'll tell you, in fact, I did share the collages that I've done so far. I did share them on social media, but I took them off because I didn't put a watermark on them, and I didn't want people just sharing them willy-nilly. So I need to go in and put my watermark on them, create like a digital, put my signature on them. And then also, because I am using images from like magazines, although I'm repurposing them and kind of changing them up a bit, I still didn't want them to run into any copyright issues. And so I'm trying to, figure that out before I, try to do anything else with them. Because I do see with these collages, I love them so much that I do want to kind of put them on products. So, I'm kind of doing some work in the background with regards to copyright, making sure that I'm not, what is the word? Violating any copyright rules or laws with regards to using materials that's already produced for other purposes. And so you'll see with the prints that I did do or the collages that I did do so far, for the most part, I've done things to try to kind of take it out of its original element, change up a lot of different things. I probably can do more, but I'm really trying to stay true to my own aesthetic artistically. And so you will see that my collages are, they have a very certain theme to them. And so I just want to share with you guys, just kind of do a quick flip through. Right now I have this book, this book, and this book. And this is the largest one. This is probably like maybe a 12 by 12 or something like that. And then this one is probably an 8 by 6 or 9 by 6 or something. And then this one is probably like 8 by 5 or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to start with this one. You guys have probably seen all of these collages I'm going to share with you. You probably have seen them all before. But I just want to kind of share them with you and kind of talk through some of the things. So I'm going to try and set this camera up without causing too much of a fuss or too much friction. So let me get this book going in the right direction, without causing too much of friction, and we will go from there. Hopefully, yeah, we'll go from there. What I'll do is I'll set the camera up and then we'll kind of do our rotation. So let's get started. So here is my first collage. You guys have seen this one. I'm sorry about my nails, but you guys have seen this. This was the very first one that I ever did. And one of the things I like to do is kind of have at least 5 elements. And I think this one has, let me see, 1, 2, and I'll tell you what they all are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one has 8 elements, and I'll point them out for you guys. Starting at the top, you can see there's this clock here, which is an element of itself, came from a totally different image. With that clock, I have this little lady image that I loved, and I just kind of put her on. I love how her arms were sticking out, so I put her on the clock as if she's the hands and, hands of the clock. So I really love that. I don't know which, I guess this is the short hand, that's the long hand. But I really love that. And I haven't named them, so I'll probably go through naming these as well. And then I have over here is like this bird cage, and what you can't see in the bird cage, there's this There's actually a silhouette of a person, and you can't see that because it's kind of covered up with the bird cage. But behind the bird cage, there's this bay window. So I have the window, then on top of the window is a silhouette of the person, then on top of the person there's the bird cage. And what I did with the bird cage is kind of went in and cut out all of the squares, or most of the squares. You can kind of see some here that I didn't cut out, but you can see I cut out most of the squares. That way you can actually see in the bird cage. That's one of the elements that I love to do, and I've gotten a lot better with that, as you'll see during some of the later images that I'll show. And then another image is this picture here, which is just kind of like this. I really love this archway. And so I cut out everything that was connected to the archway, left the archway, put this woman that's sitting in the tub, put that inside the archway, and then the window that was a part of that image, I actually cut out all of the squares from the window, and there's another image of people walking by. It's almost like a cartoony image of people walking by outside the window. So I love that. So that is the one, or I'll start with the people. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dimensions there. And then you can kind of see here too where I've been doing this practice where I kind of tuck stuff, and so you see these two little lights on the side. This light I actually kind of cut open a little bit and stuffed or tucked rather the bird cage into that. So kind of working on dimensions. So this is what I would consider maybe a 3-dimension piece, because you have this part here, then you have that, and then you have the back window. So that's 3 levels of dimension there. So that's one of my, I think that was my very first collage that I ever did, and I'll find names for all of these eventually. The next one is this. Hopefully you guys can see. I don't even know how to get it. Yeah, we'll just get right here. Now this image, oops, if I can turn it this way. This image was a lot of fun. I had this picture for years. I don't know why I cut her out of a magazine, but I cut her out of a magazine years ago. And it was really just this woman laying in this circle. I think in the inside of the circle there was something else going on there, but I ended up taking that out, cutting that out, and putting this other background in there. I don't know why. Like I said, this was probably my second collage. I don't know what I was thinking, why I put pieces where I put them. But she's laying in this circular swing-ish kind of thing with this little, what feels like a tortoiseshell background. And then, hopefully you guys can see that. And then she has like this leaf, which is kind of acting as a fan. So I kind of cut her fingers open and I kind of tuck the leaf inside there. So that's acting as a fan. Then I had this little picture here of this lady, and I love this image so much. The funny thing is I actually found another image that's larger, and I can't wait to use that in another collage. But I didn't know what to do with her, so I wanted to put her in this fishbowl. I don't know why, I just did. So I put her in this fishbowl. In the fishbowl, as you can see, she's just kind of laying on top of the fishbowl. I think I did tuck her. Yeah, I think she's tucked in there as well. So she's kind of tucked inside the fishbowl. And then there's this frog who's trying to, I don't know what he's trying to get, but she's grabbing his hand. I don't know, guys. This was just the vision that I had, so I kind of ran with it. But I really love this. What I didn't like about this, I did have a background here, and I didn't like it, so I ended up tracing around everything with this black marker. So that's what these lines are. I didn't like that, so I think I'm going to probably white these lines out because it just feels like, why are they there? So that don't make sense now that I've removed that background. But I'm going to white those out, and I think I'll probably pretty much leave it as is. But again, I have to figure out a name for it, and then I also have to, what's the word? Yeah, put my digital signature on it. I have to digitize all of these. And then this is another one. I absolutely love this one too. This is one of my favorites. This is, how many dimensions is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 6, yeah. These are, no, 7. So these are 7 elements here. 7 elements, probably 3-dimensional as well, or 4-dimensional actually, if I'm looking at it that way. So one of the elements, no, hold up. This is an element here. This whole piece here is an element. This is another element here, so that's 2. Then these background, that's 3. Then this was actually on, no, this is an element 2. 3, that's 4. And then this is 5. This was something taken from that same cartoon piece that I had with the woman in the tub. So that's 5. Then the refrigerator is 6. She's 7. And then the bird is 8. So there's 8 elements in this image. And if I count this that I used to cover her face, that's 9. So this is just something I did really quick and simple to try to break from what the image was doing originally. So of course, this image is an image of a woman who was used in some form of advertisement. I don't know what she was advertising or what the the advertisement was for, but this was an actual picture that was used in advertisement, and I'm sure paid advertisements. I'm sure whoever the advertisers were paid to use this image, photo shoot and all that stuff. And so that's where the dilemma comes for me, because I don't want to use images that's copywritten images and try to use them in collages that I'm then trying to sell. And so so I kind of put these there over the eyes just to kind of block it out. It's almost like voiding my idea of voiding art. And so that's what I did. But I don't know, I just had her, it's very tropical. Like this here is actually the box from, what was it, some kind of drinks that I had, some kind of canned drinks that I had. This was the box of that. So I cut those out and put that in the back. Of course, this little bird was giving me tropical. I love that she has on a sweater and leggings and all this stuff in this tropical look, but that's why she's sitting in a refrigerator to cool off. So that's kind of what I was thinking there. And then I just love the layers of it. So like I said, it's eight pieces or 8 elements. And I would say that it's 4-dimensional, because you have this image here, this image here, which is behind this image here, which is behind this image, which is behind her. So it's kind of like this progressive thing. Again, I have not named these, but this was one of my favorites as well. I just love her. And I love her in a refrigerator. I don't know why, but I thought that was a really cool kind of element there. So let me go through. I'm kind of going really slow. The next one, now this is one of my faves as well. And this is the first time I got to really work with just hands, which I love. So just taking these hands and using them just to, I guess, encapsulate everything. So I love that I have this little girl. I don't know where I got this picture from. It was a little girl facing backwards. So I love having her here with that pop of orange is just really cool. And then the fact that she's standing on top of books is pretty cool. I don't know why I got this rusted lock and this clock. Flowers, perfume, but the hands is really what kind of encapsulate everything. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 images. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So this is 8 elements. The hands obviously counting as one element. Then the books, then the clock, then the lock, the little girl, the flower, the perfume. I don't know what all of this means. I just love the colors. And I just love how the hands are kind of, like I said, keeping everything together. I love that the little girl is standing on books with her flower. I don't know. I love that. I don't know what's symbolic about the clock and the lock. But that's something I think is really cool as well. And so this one I probably would, if I did need to go in, I would probably do something just to white out like the covers of the book, like the book titles, and then probably the perfume as well. I think I would probably take that out also if I was looking to, like really free it from any maybe potential copyright violations. So the next one is one of my faves as well. I just love this girl so much. And you guys can see I had to cover her face again. That's one of those elements that I do kind of a void kind of element. But I love that so much. I just love her so much. I love that she had this, this crochet kind of cap on her head. And this was just like her upper body. And then I just threw all these other elements again, working with the hands. I thought that was pretty cool, where the hands is holding a cup. And the coffee pot or teapot or whatever is pouring flowers into the cup. I thought that was pretty cool. And that was inspired by like her flowery, knitted hat. What else? And then this is just like a pearl detail. Nothing really, just like a little, what is it called? Like a pendant, if you will. And yeah, so then this is also, there's a refrigerator here as well. Can't really see it too much, but it's behind the cup and all this stuff. So this is another, I don't know, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 element kind of image. It's probably more 3D as well, because you have this background, and then you have actually 9, because you have this background, which is just like some green paper that I put behind this window. Then I have this, and then you have this little pendant thing there. Then you have, this is another refrigerator. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is the other refrigerator. And then you have the cup over top of that. Then you have the hands holding the cup, and you have the flowers coming down. Then you have the little bird on the side as well, just again. And this little ball here was actually a part of the refrigerator image. So that is that for that. And then next, this is another one of my faves, and this is really simple. This is probably one of those with the fewest elements, and it's probably just like 1, 2, 3, 4 elements in this one, and 5 if you count again the blackout. But you just have the woman who I think is so bad and so bold sitting on this little bracelet thing. And this was like a stack of bracelets. Image was a stack of bracelets, and I kind of tucked one of them in her arms, almost cuffed it like it's a purse that she's carrying, but it has all these elements. And then I had like this pendant that I tried to do kind of a 3D with, so it's layers on top of, or layers beneath this, so this really kind of sticks up from the page itself. So it's like I said, kind of what is the word I'm looking for? Not elevated, I guess elevated, but mostly like 3D, three-dimensional, or 3D, yeah, 3D, three-dimensional, same thing. And then of course her picture is just so bold and beautiful, and I love that it's just black and white, or black and grayscale, and then to throw it on top of this brown, which is very mahogany, which is very urban for me. I don't know if urban is the right word. Ethnic, maybe? I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but I just love, and not that urban and ethnic is the same thing, but it's just something, that just the mahogany of it, the earthiness of it all is what I love. And I just think she's so bad with her afro, and just a beautiful, beautiful picture. And I love the, the back of the, using the earth tones on beneath the, off the gray scale. I think it's really pretty cool. So that's another one of my faves. The neck, oh, this is one of my favorites. So hopefully you guys can see this one. There's a lot of dimensions here. Now I love this one. This is totally black and white. So I have some writing from, I think it was maybe a newspaper or something that's in the back, or the magazine itself actually is in the back. Then I have just some black and white dice, some black and white dominoes, black and white lettering. And what I love is the main image, the character, is, black and white as well. And then I just put these huge glasses over her to cover her face, again, to avoid any copyright issues. Let me see if I can, yeah, to avoid any copyright issues. So got the black, these huge glasses over her face. But I love this image so much. And then you got this little board here to talk about, what is this? Says gratitude something. I don't know what to say. I can't read it upside down, but you guys might be able to see it. Yeah, I can't see it. So anyway, this is one of my favorites as well, and I just love all the dimensions. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 elements in this as well. And this was like a cell phone image, and I just kind of took out the image that was in a cell phone, kind of poked her through it, which I love. So she's like coming through the cell phone. Her legs are behind it, but her torso and all that stuff is in front of it. Absolutely love this. I love how her arms go, outside of the frame of the cell phone. I think that's pretty cool. So that is that one there. And then I have this, which I love as well. This is pretty cool. Sorry. And what I loved about this, again, you got the hand, and it's almost like the hand is trying to place her in the frame. So I have this beautiful background that I love. This window, was that a part of the background? I think this window was a part of the original background, but I cut out the window and put these flowers in there. And then I got like this little grasshopper or something that's just kind of there. Then I have her sitting on the couch. This couch is a whole new element. She's a different element. Or she was a part of the couch, I think. And then I just put a bottle of champagne in her hand. But I love how this hand is like trying to place her in the scene. I think that is so cool. So this is another one, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements, and then of course did the same thing here, like blocking her face out, that kind to kind of what's the word, void out the image. So I don't know if that's sufficient, but that's what I'm doing right now until I hear otherwise. But I love this image. I love the colors. I love the color contrast. This red with this pink, that hot pink, and I love the green off of the butterfly. It's just really cool image. So I love that. And then why not put a bottle of champagne in her hand? So that's pretty cool. And then this is another one that I absolutely love. Hopefully you guys can see this one. This is another one that I absolutely love. I love how she's walking. You can't really see her facial expression. And I do have a taller image of her as well that I'll probably put on something else. But you can't really see her facial expression, but she's just kind of walking, almost like she's whistling. But I love that she's so big. And then I put her on the, you know, the backdrop of like the cityscape. And this is literally, I think, 2 or 3 cityscapes. I think it's 3. Yeah, this is 3 dimensions. So this is a cityscape back here that you can't really see too much. You can see it here. That's a cityscape. This is a cityscape up in here. And then this is all a cityscape over here. So I put her on top of 3 different cityscapes, which I thought was really, really cool. And then, of course, she's her own dimension. And then you have the flower. So it's the 3 cityscapes, and then it's her. And then it's the flowers, which makes, what is that, 5 levels, layers. So I really love this image. I love everything about this. I love her. The way she's walking, the way she's moving through the scene is just very, very cool to me. And then I love the fact that she has like these flowers tucked in her arms that's kind of covering her face. I love it. So that is that for that. And then I think I have one more in this book, and I didn't put it on this page. I don't know why I put it on this back page, but the idea is that, you know, I didn't want, just in case I wanted to what's the word? Sorry, just in case I wanted to do something with the originals. Here we go. And this one I absolutely, look how gorgeous, right? I love this so much. First of all, how beautiful is she? Just that beautiful chocolate. So I literally took this beautiful chocolatey skinned queen and dropped her in this pot, this drop of chocolate, and she just really blends in here. So I just kind of tucked her in the chocolate. There's like a spill of chocolate. I just tucked her in there. I don't know. I wanted to put this guitar, this blue guitar. It just felt very, very cool to me. So it's like this ice blue guitar. I thought it was really cool. Then I put these other 2 little dimensions, just these little, this blue dot and this orange dot, just to, I don't know, pull some of the colors. Then of course it had like this cup, which was a whole other element. So I put the cup with the chocolate, cut made a cut so that the chocolate drop can look like it's pouring into the cup. And then also I have this little hand. I don't know if you guys can see this hand holding this teacup, and it looked like it's pouring chocolate into the cup. So that's kind of what I was going for there. But I love this so much. I still think I want to come in, like, I think I want to change this lemon to maybe a cookie or something. I think I'm going to change that. So I'll add some elements there. And then the cup just says take care of yourself, which I think is a fine message to have on there. And then of course I have the black out there just to cover out her face. But this is 1, let me see, the background is the 1. That's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6, that's 7. So this is a 7 layer, 7 elements, and 8 if I count the thing covering her face, 8 elements image. So that's pretty cool. So that's the first book. Let me go through this one. And I don't have as many. Well, I do still have a lot in this one as well, but we'll see. We'll just go through it. And this was the second set that I started. And I actually just finished my last piece for this one last night, I think. So we'll just start from the beginning. And, so this was one I did last night. I didn't even realize this was in here. So this one's not even in the book. But this one, I love this so much, guys. And what I love about it is, let me see if I can get it. Oh, here we go. What I love about this is it's just so much stuff. I don't even know where to begin. And none of it necessarily makes sense, and it doesn't have to, which is why I love collaging so much, because it really does not have to make sense. But what I love is I wanted to do it on this black backdrop. And then I had like this bookshelf, this really simple, I don't know, let me see if I can scan out a little bit. I don't want to touch anything because I just feel like it's going to like maybe mess something up. Okay, that's fine. So I have like this little bookshelf, and let me see. Yeah, this little bookshelf, and I took out all of the shelving, everything that was in there that were like actual pictures or whatever in there, took all of that out and decided I wanted to replace the shelving stuff with my own elements. And so starting at the top, I have this open box of pizza, which I love, and then there's a bottle of champagne. There's a box that the champagne could have come out of. And then once we get onto the top shelf, there's a jar of jelly, there's a perfume or bottle of perfume, there's a deck of cards, like I guess is that I don't know what that is, I don't know cards. It looks like a pretty good hand. I don't know what we're playing, but it looks like a pretty good hand. And then there's like this little red moped there, which I love. And then I love this girl too, and you'll probably see her in another image. I think I used her in something else. But again, I had her in a smaller image and then this larger image as well, which I absolutely love. So she's just in here sitting on the shelf, and there's a butterfly there. There's a clock sitting on top of a stack of books. Again, none of it has to make sense. There's like a newspaper stand, like an old time newspaper stand. And then over the newspaper stand is an old car, old, you know, Cutlass or something, I don't know. And then there's like this window pane that came out of one of the other images that I showed you. I think it was the one where the girl was, they were sitting her in the picture frame. And I remember I said I cut the window out. This was the window that was in that image. So I took that window and put it over here, and then I put a guitar on top of there. So you'll see a couple of elements that are consistent throughout. Of course, people I think are my main images in most of my collages. I think there's always an element of a person, which I think is always my subject. My primary subject, I think most times, 9 times out of 10, is going to be a person. So this was the last image I actually did. I did this last night, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, absolutely love that one. And so now let's get into the book and see what we have here. So, and I love this book because it has like this little tissue paper, which helps to protect everything. And so you guys can see this is this image, which I love. Let's see if I can't get you back tight again. I'm sorry, I don't want to touch this too much, child. If I touch it too much, I don't know what it might do. But this is this image that I absolutely love. I love the colors. You guys familiar with the Tiffany colors? Love, love, love. This is another image that I had so long ago. Just like this little cartoon image. Put in her hand a wine glass. Like a martini glass with some martini and olives in there. Has a bottle of Patron next to her. What else? I think this is a glass with some ice right there that she's kind of sitting on. That I wanted to do like this cartoony kind of skyscape behind her. Or cityscape behind her. This is like a watch. I think it was an inside something. I took the inside out of that. And then these little bands, I think, was a part of, I think this was a part of the original image as well. But I think this is some kind of Tiffany something. So I just kind of playing off of those same Tiffany colors. Just want to kind of stick with that. This is another one that I don't know what to do to really kind of, you know, not, you know, to avoid copyright stuff. But I just love this image so much. So at a minimum, you know, a lot of these I'll probably just frame and do whatever I want to do with them. But this is what I have so far. Then after that one, I have this one, which I absolutely love as well. And I think this one is a lot of fun. It's like raining donuts. So her hat is kind of like made like an umbrella, if you guys can see that. And then I just have all these clouds up here. And then just randomly drop donuts all over the place. And I don't know why I just put this huge ice cream cone in her hand. So she has this huge ice cream cone. I love her outfit. Like what she's wearing. And then put a little bit of grass there. I may add some more grass there if I feel like it. But for now, I just left that there. And then there's this little saying, I feel beautiful when I'm doing what I love. And you'll see this again in another image. But this is pretty much it. You know, I took this hat from another thing. The donuts obviously came from somewhere else. These little raindrops came from the same place I think the clouds came from. I think those came from the same image. So you're looking at maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5, 6 layers here. Because I think she was already carrying a purse. So her whole image is the same. Then I got this umbrella, I think, from the same image that I got the, excuse me, that I got the drops from and the clouds from. So yeah, that's fun. That's that. And then my next one, I absolutely love this one too. This one is so peaceful for me. I don't know why, but this is just incredibly peaceful for me. But it's like this big hand coming from the sky, and it's holding this angel. So the woman laid back, and she has the angel, and then it has like the chain with the lock on it. I don't know why I love that so much. Then we have like this, you know, this sky city line. Well, this, let me see. Let me start over. This image was the first image. So this whole background is the first image, even including this is a part of this, the same skyline. Now I cut open the skyline and drop her in. She's another just angelic form, angelic being. I have another image of her larger as well that I haven't used yet, but she's just like this angelic being. And then this other angelic being is like laying in the hands, that this huge hand that's coming from you know, coming from the skies. And I just love that. I love that, the background, I love the darkness of it, but then I love the light that's coming, you know, through the characters that's on there. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements, including the background. So I don't know if you can see on the back of her, there's like angel wings. That was just something that I added. So I really love that too. I think this is a really cool, very, very cool image. So let's see what's after that one. Oh, no, I love this one. This is probably where I got really quirky, and this is literally one of my favorites. What I love so much about this is her hair. So you can see how her hair is going. Let me slide it down a little bit. You can see how her hair is going. I don't know if you can see it behind this, but this is just like a candy drop. Like, this is reminding me very much candy. But her hair was doing something I thought was really cool. So I seen this element that reminded me of the shape of her hair. So I kind of thought of this like good girl, bad girl kind of on your shoulder. But the bad girl is not like, you know, maybe I should have added some elements of healthy eating or something. But, but I think just the bad girl element just lends itself to her with all of this candy. And it's like she's eating so much candy that is like coming out her eyeballs. I don't know if you guys can see like this blue glaze, or yeah, this blue tint in her eyeballs. So I took her regular eyeball out and slid this blue thing under it, so if you guys can see that. And then I put like this candy in her hand. Again, I wanted to cover her face. The image itself is absolutely gorgeous. And I didn't want to lose that. Like, I loved her hair. I loved her face. Didn't want to lose it. I just wanted to make it more fun and punchy. And so I took this one page that I had that had a whole bunch of candy on there. It was just like, so like I changed her shirt out and replaced it with this candy image. I put this little jeweled watch on her wrist. It was actually a ring, but because it was a smaller image, her wrist was small enough, I just put it on there as if it was a bracelet. And then I have this image, like I said, I put this image here because it reminded me of the direction or the shape of her hair. And then this is just some more candy elements in the back. I just wanted to put something in the back just to, you know, layer it a little bit. So this is probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is 5 elements. The candy, all the candy was one element. Of course, she's another element. This is another element. Was behind her eye is an element, and then this bracelet is an element. So 5 elements in this one. But I absolutely love, 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 love this one. And then this one, I love this too. I think I did these two on the same, this one, that one, and the girl walking through the rain. I think I did those 3 on the same day because I was feeling very colorful during this time. And so this is another one, super colorful. It's just like this huge panda bear stuffed animal, if you will. I put this balloon in his hand. I dropped this watch in here just because I thought it was, I just love the colors of it. So I dropped the watch in there, and then the backdrop is like this New York downtown kind of view. So I dropped everything in the New York downtown view, but I cut out some of the elements that were, what's the word, that were like on the original paper. I think there was a woman that was standing there. There was like some writing, advertisement that was there. I don't know if you guys can see, like here, there was some kind of advertisement that was there. So I cut that out. I cut the woman out of there. put the big bear in front of it so he blocks the space that, you know, where she was. And I think I still have her. I haven't used her for anything else yet, but kind of put the big bear in the space where she was at. And then I also layered it. So even here where I cut out some information, like here as well, there's a layer under that. And then I cut out some information there. And I don't know if you guys can see this blue that's peeking through. That was a third layer. So the blue is the first layer. This black stuff was the second layer. And then the cityscape was the third layer. Then the bear on top of that is 4. The balloon is 5. And his watch is 6. So there are 6 elements to this particular one. And I absolutely love, love, love this. And I love how this chain is falling off of out of the frame. But I love that adds a little more, you know, dimension to it. So yeah, I did those 3 kind of back to back, which was a lot of fun. And then this one, I was kind of getting back into my casual bag, if you will. Sorry, I have a sneeze. Sorry, I thought I had to sneeze. I was getting back in my casual bag a little bit, but so we just have her. And again, her face was absolutely gorgeous, but I had to do something to kind of mess it up a little bit. So I actually, let me see if I can bring, I hate using this thing. So I had to, let's do it this way. Yeah, I had to kind of go in and do something a little bit with her face a little bit. Again, trying to avoid copyright stuff. So I just kind of split her face in half. Took that side out, added this little flowery element under that. Of course, put the black thing to cover her eyes. But then I put her on top of, just kind of playing with the gold color, the elegance of it all. So there's this watch here. I took the face of the watch out and put that behind her. So she's sitting on top of the watch itself, but then the face of the watch is behind her. And then this was, I don't know what this was, but I love this. And I have another one of these as well that I don't know that I've used yet. But the cool thing is when you're pulling stuff from some magazines, some of the elements you'll see, like they may have it in the beginning of the element, like the table of contents. They may have a smaller image of something and then a larger image. So I think this is what that was. It was a smaller image, but then I have another larger image that I don't think I've used yet, but I will eventually. But then, I don't know, I love this little background as well. So within the clock, I put this other background that gave me like more African vibes. And so there's this little girl sitting here. I don't know if you guys can see that. But this kind of reminds me like Mother Earth or something. I really love that. I love just the regal elegance of it all. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements here. So the watch obviously being 1, the woman being 1, the background in here being 1, and this being 1. What am I missing? Oh, and then there's flower in her face. So that's like 5 elements. And if I counted the stitch across her face, that is 6. So let's see what's next. Now this one is really cool too. A lot of fun also. In the Hollywood sign, this one actually came from, I think this was one that where did I get this sign? Was this sign already here? I think I got this sign from one of the other images. I pulled the sign out of there and put that here. And then I had this beautiful picture of this woman dancing. Beautiful picture. And then there was like this fan, and then there was like this you know, no, this sign was actually in this picture. So this is like a, was it? I can't remember. It feels like it's like I put it there, but only under here. So I may have just slid it up so I can slide her in. But nonetheless, there's a speed background in the back. Then you have all these signs here. So then I dropped the television in there, and I dropped this speaker in there, and I dropped this fan element in there. So there's the fan, there's this writing, which you'll see here and here, and it was also the same writing that was in the poster with the girl with the raining donuts. There was the same writing in that one. So I just kind of cut that out and put that into the TV, and then outlined the fan with it just to add some more layers. I love this little speaker, so I just wanted to keep the speaker, or put the speaker in there. And then the girl that was dancing, I love that. But again, copyright stuff, I just covered up her face. And I don't think you need to see her face, because I think all the other elements together just kind of really speak for themselves. So I absolutely love, 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 love this one. So So this is a lot, guys. And then this one is one of my favorites as well. You can't even really, I guess you can see it a little bit better, but what I love about this is like you have to figure out what you're looking at. And I love that. So that was just this one picture of this beautiful woman. And then I dropped like this beehive silhouette behind the original image. I put this perfume in her hand because it has like kind of like the same little bee kind of wing thing going on. And then I loved her mouth, but I wanted to, you know, again, layer it. So I put this rose in front of her mouth, again, just to cover things up. I cut out her face, or I didn't cut it out. I just put this strip of beehives. It was kind of the back of this. So this was like a more condensed beehive. So I put that strip across her face again to cover out a lot of her face. And then, and I did it diagonally. So this eye right here is covered with a strip, and then this eye right here is covered with an actual bee. I was going to try to do like the bee coming out her eye, but I didn't feel like doing all that, so I just put the bee on top of it. But I really love this. I love the image itself. I mean, just a beautiful image. It was a black and white image, and it was just like her blue nails popping through, which was really, really cute. Now I'm thinking about it, I might even go in and do her nails yellow. I can always go in and like color or draw or do something different with it. Or I might just leave them blue. Or I might even do them black. I think black will probably be even better. But nonetheless, this is what I have right now. Absolutely love, 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 love this image. So, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 6 elements there as well. So, that's that for that. And this is another one I love. I don't know if you guys can really dig this one. This is one I love. This is almost like a two-tone world. So like if you turn it this way, you have these 2 women sitting in, you know, kind of like in a living room area, if you can really tell. But you got the big bay window outside of them. I put this layer here, this rose thing here, just because I wanted to break up that, just the darkness of this section. But this whole piece was just like one little scene. It was like a living room scene with a big bay window where you can see outside. Then I just put this little rose corner there. And then I set these 2 women, and these were 2 women, they were just kind of sitting very stoic in a picture. So I set them in this image, which I thought was really cool. Of course, did the same thing, blocking their eyes out. But then when you flip it, excuse me, when you flip it, there's this image of, I can't really flip it like I need to, but when you flip it, there's this image of a young lady who's in this room. There's a bed there. She's just getting dressed, and she has all these beautiful images there. And then it's the same thing, that same writing that was in the other ones. I just kind of put it in there in a different, you know, angle, and it, you know, kind of reads the same. So you can either look at it upside down or sideways, or, you know, however you want to look at it. Like, I just love I just love this image. And this probably has, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 layers of stuff. So this is one of my favorite collages as well. So you guys can see that, you know, people are, it's kind of my jam. That's my thing. And then this one too, I love this one so much. I love her hair. I think that's what really caught my attention with her. And I didn't want to just have her regular face, so I kind of split her face down the middle, added an element of flowers in the background. You guys may remember this perfume. It was the same bottle that was in the other image with the lady with the bees. But I added flowers back here, and this was like a purse. And so I just kind of added the flower over her eye to kind of cover things up. And so this one is not as detailed, but it kind of is, because I think this is the first time where I really went in and just kind of split the face and was like, okay, what are we going to do? I think I cut her down the face and then cut the top of her head. Like, I was doing a lot. And then to add this background where it's still there, but it's not, you know, it's not doing too much. But then I think I kept her shirt. So for the most part, a lot of this is still her. But I just added these flower details, and then this perfume. Then this was another flower detail. But that was the first time I ever kind of like split her face. And then to put that rose over her eye, just to kind of, again, cover up a little bit. I don't know that I need to cover up any more than that. But I think just having a rose there was enough. Hopefully that's enough. Oh, and this one is one of my favorites too. This one is so peaceful for me. This is like a butterfly girl and her dog. I love this. And excuse me. So she's one image. This top part is an image. This back part is an image. Or this bottom part with the cobble or the I guess cobblestone ground. What is it? The brick streets or whatever. That's one image, and then the sky is another image. Of course, she's her own image, and then the butterfly wings is another image, and then the dog is a separate image. So that's 5 images right there, or 5 elements rather. And what I loved about this picture, and she's kind of covering it, there was a girl, I think, that was standing, and I think the shadow that was cast was like from her. But I love how she's covering that image, and then I still have this shadow that's cast. It kind of gives me, like, because she's a butterfly girl, it gives me this element of like fantasy or sci-fi or whatever, where she's not really real, and she's not, like, her image is not, or her reflection is not showing up. But there are other reflections around her, which I think is really cool. And then the same thing with the dog. Like, she's a butterfly girl with her dog. I don't know, something is so cool about that for me. And I'll probably do the same thing, go in and, you know, cover her eyes. I didn't do that. You guys will see the ones that I'm showing now. I didn't go back and do, well, I went back and did those, but when I was working forward, I didn't do that. So I think she was one of the first ones that I didn't do that with. And so all the ones you'll probably see from here out, I didn't do that element to either, I think. Then after her is this one. I got really, really quirky with this one, and I love it. So this one is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements again. Let me see. So the face, this whole hair in this face was one person. So I cut her face out. Took the eyes and lips from another image, put her face in these hands that I got from another image. Of course, I want to do a background that kind of falls in line with what her face is doing. So I put a background on her face, and then I put this background here. This hat came from somewhere else. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 images. The background, the hat, the eyes and the lips, the gloves, and then the actual girl. So that's 5 images. But I really love this because this is the first time that I actually took eyes off of someone else and put them on someone else. So I thought that was really cool. But I didn't want to lose her face either. And so the fact that her face is in her hand, I think, I don't know, something is really really cool about that. So that's one of my faves as well. And this one, oh, absolutely love. I don't even know where to begin with this one. I absolutely love her face. Oh, I love how she has her hands on her face and her temples and her expression. It's like she's thinking, and then when you look and like, what are you thinking about? And she has all this junk in her mind. So it's just like game pieces. It's pride or a gift. There's flowers. There's skates. There's a cup of tea with just very cool. I absolutely love this. And I don't think I needed to do anything else. I love that she was black and white. I love her expression. And I love, that I took the opportunity just to kind of, put all this stuff in her head, right? Because she's just like holding her head in such a way that it's like, what's going on? And then it's all this stuff is going on. I can't even begin to count how many layers. Of course, she's one layer by herself. I didn't do very much to take. And I don't want to do anything else. Excuse me. Because I love her expression so much, I don't want to touch her. I don't want to touch her face at all. I love her eyes. I love her mouth. I love everything about her expression. So I don't want to touch her expression at all. Or her face at all. And then just to add all these other, components, I think was just so freaking cool. I just love that for me. So that's one of my favorites. I think I did that one. I did this one recently. I don't know if I did it yesterday. Maybe I did this one yesterday because I am coming to the end of that book. So I may have did this one yesterday. But I love this one. And then, I did do that one yesterday because then I got this one, which is the last one in this book, I think. Yeah, this is the last one in this book. And then this one I love. It's pretty simple. But again, kind of did the same technique where I took another pattern and made her her clothes out of a different pattern. So replaced the regular pattern with her dress with another pattern dress. Put the rose in her mouth just to kind of cover that up. Put some glasses on. Kind of cut those glasses because they were so big. I didn't want them covering her whole face. So I kind of put them like how they're sliding on her nose, but then you can still see the tops of her eyes. I love that. And then I just took this pocketbook and made that her hat. So I just love that. Really simple. I think this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 elements here. Her being one, the hat, the glasses, the rose, and then the material that I use for her dress being the other. So I think that is that for this book. And then I have a couple of images in my large book, and then we're going to get out of here. So this took so much longer than I expected, guys. But here's the large book. We're going to scale back just, I guess, widen ourselves up just a bit because this one is a little larger. So let's get going. Now you guys may remember this one. This one was one of the first large pieces that I did, and I absolutely love it. I love this girl with her big shoes, her long, incredible legs. I put a guitar in her arms. Got this space vibe going. Got this this pendant that I put as her face and threw on top of the pendant some glasses. Got this nice space boom box there with her, and then this beautiful space background. I love this. And I think with her, the only elements, of course, the radio is an element, the guitar is an element, the background, and her, then this piece over her face, and then the glasses. So that's what, 5 elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements. So this is one of my faves. I absolutely love her. This was the first large piece that I did. So I did this early on in my collaging. And then this is another one that I love. I think a lot of people love this one too. And this one is, yeah, I love this one. You got the 3 sisters. And this is the first time I actually used text. I don't know if you guys can read what that says. It says, there once were 3 sisters who lived in a shoe. They were Gucci. The end. So, absolutely love this. And I did the same thing with these ladies, kind of covered up their face. But I love this so much. And this one, I didn't do a whole bunch. I think you have the shoe element. Then you have the ladies, which I think all came out of the same image. Then you have this background here. So that's 3. And then the writing is like 4. So this one is not, it looks like a lot's going on here, but it really isn't. This one was like one of the least dimensioned ever, but I love this so much. I love the fact because I actually use letters, so that was really, really cool. So I enjoyed that. And then this one is one of my absolute favorites. Again, very simplistic, very clean. But I used, her face was one image, this background was another image. This head wrap thing was another image, then the glasses, then the beading around here, then the hands, like was another image, and then of course the rose across her lips was another image. So was that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 elements. Absolutely love this one. I love making it. I love how it looks. I love everything about this. I can completely see this on a t-shirt or a bag or a book or whatever. Absolutely love this one. And then I did the glasses, of course, that covers up the face, cut the hair off, put her hair in this little thing. This was like an image for, like if you go to Home Depot or something and you get like the color swatches, there was an image for that. So absolutely love that. And I do have another one, and so you may see this element again in another thing, in the future. And then this one is, oh, I love this one so much too. You guys may remember this girl. Remember her from the other bookshelf one? So this is a smaller image of that same girl. And then this one is like, I love this because this is layered. So I had this box of books, or not book, the stack of books. And then I had this shoe, which was actually some kind of mascara. I think the mascara was the product rather, and the shoe is just kind of a part of the backdrop. I love the idea so much with the 3 ladies that lived in a shoe, they were Gucci, the end, that I wanted to recreate something like that. Once I seen all these little pieces, and I loved how they were all in different like positions. So you have her like laying down on her back with her feet up. You have this one just like laying all wild and crazy. This one just like chilling, laid back. This one did a full on, you know, yoga pose or whatever. And then her just sitting at the top of the shoe, just chilling. I love that so much. And so this one, it says, there once were 5 sisters who lived in a shoe. They were Jimmy Choo, the end. So, yeah, so kind of taking off of the same thing, but I love this one so much. And you guys can see I covered all of their eyes as well. And this is probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 elements, because all the women are their own pictures, came from their own thing. So that's 5 with them. The shoe is its own thing. That's 6. The stack of books is 7. And then I'll just count the lettering as 8 because that kind of came from some of the same. Yeah, I'll just count the lettering as 8. So that's 8 elements. But I love this one so much. And then I think this one might be, no, this isn't the last one. So then I have this one here, which I didn't do a lot to. I loved it, but I didn't do a lot. I wanted to use this paper, which actually came to me in a gift. This is like the wrapping paper that someone gave me in a gift. And I loved her face. I love the orange glasses. I actually took the glasses out at first, but didn't like how that looks. So I put the glasses back in. And then I just cut out some of the paper or some of the flowers from the wrapping paper and just kind of used that to cover her eyes. And it's just simple and beautiful. I love that. I don't think I need to do anything else to this. Yeah, I don't think I need to do anything else to this. If I did anything, I would probably add maybe like a bumblebee or something, some kind of butterfly or something, you know, just to kind of sit off on the page. But I really don't think I need to do anything else. And if I did, I probably would put it like on her mouth if I felt like I needed to cover her face anymore. But that was a real simple one. Was that 1, 2, really 2 elements, like her and then the paper, the wrapping paper, and that really is it. So I think this is the one that has the fewest elements that I've ever done on a collage. But I love it. So you can be simple with it, right? And this one is probably one of the most complex. Not only did I try to change up the paper, but I feel like I was doing a lot. Like I had her face and I loved it. And then I had all these things and I was trying to, you know, recreate like this crown thing. I should have just kept it up here, but I ended up putting it under, you know, I just did too much. And then using one of the crowns wasn't enough. So I kind of layered the 2 crowns. So there's 2 different crowns here, which made it super busy. And then I put these big hands on. Then I put this big ring on the hands and I put the rose in her mouth. So you can barely even see her face. Like her eye is right there. So the hand is like covering her eye. Then I put this rose up here trying to pop some other color. So this one is probably one of my least favorites. If I had to put them in order, I probably will put them in order one day. But this is probably hands down one of my least favorites. I don't know what I was doing with that one. So not even going to spend a lot of time there. And I think this is the final one. Yeah, this is my very last one that I've done. And I actually finished this last night and I absolutely love, 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 love it. I love the fact that it was black and white and then this pop of red. So the black and white was just this beautiful image of this woman who had the most beautiful, like just her lips was, you know, the way they were pursed, you can kind of still see that. And then her glasses were kind of like upside, you know, lopsided on her face. And I just love this so much. And I loved her hair was kind of doing something really funky and crazy. And I just loved it. And so I ended up finding some hands for her. And why not give her some drinks, like double fisting some drinks. So I put this, these hands, well, put these drinks in these hands because you guys can see I cut this thumb off and put that there because I think when you're holding a drink, like I was trying to make it as realistic as possible. So you have the drink in your hand and that's still probably ain't even right, is it? I don't even know. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't think that's right. Because I don't think her thumb would her thumb be like that? I guess it, I can't, I don't know that her thumb would be like that now that I'm looking at it. But nonetheless, anyway, that's where I put her thumb. I don't know where her thumb would be. That's interesting. Anyway, but then in the other hand, she has like this martini. So she's just like, I'm sipping this, I'm sipping that. Then she has like the phone booth here. And I forget where I got these phone things from. These were actually on something else. that I cut them off of and just had these two, you know, the two ends of the phone. And I connected it to the phone booth just to kind of, you know, connect it to the phone booth. But then I put like this lip, because again, I wanted to cover her face, because I wanted to cover her face, but I didn't. So I decided I was going to put the lips, like extra lips here, since she has 2 drinks. And I was like, nope, we're just going to put a lip on her eye. We're just going to put a lip on her eye and just call it a day. But I love her so much. Again, these hands came from somewhere else. Each of these drinks were from somewhere else. The phone booth was something else. In fact, this back element here, I feel like I used that in something else, or maybe I haven't used it yet. But I cut out the phone booth and put this other back element in there. It's black and white. I wanted to kind of stick with that theme. So this is really just like black, white, and red. And then you have like these yellow nails. But that was kind of the theme that I wanted to go with here. But I absolutely love this one. This was the last one I did. Actually did this last night. So this is the last one that I did. It took me almost an hour to go through this, guys. So I know that was a lot. I think it was at least, yeah, so finish here. And still have plenty of pages to go. But that is it for right now. I know that was a lot to share. Let me see if I can't get you back up. Let me get you back up without you. There we go. I know that was a lot to share. There we go. But it was a lot of fun. So that's my thing right now, guys. It's just collaging. And like I said, I would love to figure out the copyright rules around it. I do have a couple of fillers out there just trying to get some information. I'm trying to do my due diligence and making sure that what I'm presenting or creating is not just like, you know, flat out, you know, stealing someone else's ideas or images or whatever without, I guess, making the proper attributions, if you will. So that's kind of where I am now. But I'm telling you, everything that I've created so far has just been so much fun. I'm not even going to talk about the mental health element of it. You guys, a lot of you guys may already know that I really got back to arting at every level back, I guess, in 2018, round about that time. There was like a lot of stressors that was happening in my life, and I kind of got back to art in that way, and that was all I wanted to do was just art. And so I started with a lot of mixed media arting, shared a lot of that with you guys. And I started like with painting and drawing and watercolors. And then I moved into like digital art and now collaging. And I absolutely love it. It's messy as all get out. I need to create a real space for it, because right now I literally pull all my supplies out, sit on my floor in my bedroom and just art. And I absolutely love it. I have... I don't have all my stuff here with me. I'm in my office right now. But I have like these little clear cellophane bags. And I put like all of my ephemera in it. And I put them in here by color. So I have like a bag of white ephemera. I have a bag of red and orange and greens and blues and blacks and pinks and, you know, all the colors and silvers and golds. So I have all these different bags of ephemera. And depending on what I'm working on, like with the last image that I showed you guys, I knew that I wanted to do, because she was all black and white, I knew I wanted to add pops of red. So I literally just went into my red bag of ephemera, grabbed that bag and just started pulling elements out. And was like, yep, I'm going to add this, I'm going to do this. And then I was like, I want to add some hands. And I do have a bag of like people. So I have a bag with just like people, like hands or legs or lips or eyes or whatever, or even full body people. And then I have one folder with a lot of the back pages and things that don't fit into the little cellophane bag. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun and I am enjoying it. Definitely can lose myself in this for hours, and I love every minute of it. So just wanted to share that with you guys. I'll definitely be posting these once I figure out, like I said, all the copyright stuff. I'll definitely be posting these back on my Facebook channels, and I think I'm also wanting to do, if I'm allowed to, definitely want to do like some merch. Like I want to do some t-shirts and bags and different things like that. So let me know if you have a favorite. Let me know if you know, if you would be interested in purchasing something like to put on a t-shirt or put on a tote bag or put on a phone case or whatever. I think I'm going to do mine on a phone case. I'm just jazzed. I'm really super jazzed about this. So certainly more to come. Thank you guys so much for your encouragement when I did post them. And I'm sure you probably noticed that I took them all down. But I explained to you why, just because of copyright stuff. And not even I know that there's a copyright violation. It just feels like there might be a copyright violation when you're using images that's already been paid for. So, and I say that because I know images that I use for anything, I'm often having to buy them. Like, so you guys may have seen when I had my image for the book of short stories that I'm working on. You know, I purchased that image from an actual photographer for use for, you know, my book cover. And so there's a whole contract and everything that goes with that. So I just want to make sure that I am doing business ethically and that I'm, you know, being considerate of other artists and their efforts and the work that they're putting in. So definitely don't want to just take somebody's image and poke an eye out and then sell it as my own. Definitely want to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence. So thank you guys for letting me interrupt your day. This was much longer than I expected. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, let me know what else you want to see. Or if you have any questions, definitely don't hesitate to drop them in there. And I will try to figure out what I did with my other it is. Yeah, definitely don't hesitate to drop any questions that you have. But certainly more to come soon. So blessings, guys. Again, thank you for letting me interrupt your day. Blessings.